My name is Pierre Martinelli, speaking for Ukraine Today. I am in the Ukrainian embassy in Paris, sitting with Mr. Shamshur, who is the ambassador of Ukraine to France and also a permanent delegate to UNESCO. Mr. Shamshur, you are not only the ambassador of Ukraine to France, you're also a permanent delegate of UNESCO for Ukraine. What are your missions? What are your duties as a permanent delegate of UNESCO?
Well, actually, my mission is similar to that of any permanent delegate or head of the permanent mission to any international organization, to further the cooperation between this organization and my country, and to promote and to strengthen the role of my country in this international organization. Understandably, now, of course, everything is centering on the current situation caused by the Russian aggression. And as far as UNESCO is concerned, we have to work within the areas of competence of this organization. Now we are concentrating mostly on Crimea, on the situation over there caused by the annexation by Russia, deterioration of the situation in the areas of UNESCO competence, speaking firstly about the minority rights, about the rights to free expression, freedom of the media, speaking about the religious freedom, things like that. Also the preservation of the cultural heritage in view of the Russian continuing expropriation of the Ukrainian cultural heritage, cultural institutions. Many of them are on the list of the UNESCO cultural heritage, also the right to education thing, and so many things that are falling within the competence of UNESCO, and that's what we are concentrating on now, understanding. But of course, we try to also to cooperate and to continue our cooperation with UNESCO in other areas. Especially as since 1991, and even before, Ukraine has been an important and active member of this organization. So we would like to continue, although, of course, now we are centering mostly on the problems generated by the war.
Could you describe the problems that is facing Ukraine today, especially concerning Crimea?
Try to describe now the problems. Those violations of in the areas of UNESCO competence by Russia are well documented, but at the same time we would like to enhance the role of UNESCO at least in monitoring the situation on the peninsula in Crimea. We value very much the decisions that were taken by UNESCO's executive board since the annexation of Crimea by Russia. But at the same time, we would like UNESCO to play a more active role in monitoring the situation. In this respect, I think it was very important for us to have the decision of the executive board allowing for the organization of the information meeting. And at this information meeting, we had representatives of OSCE, we had representatives of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, we had Amnesty International, ICABOS representatives, and they've given quite an exhaustive picture of the violations of human rights, other violations within the competence of UNESCO. And now we are looking at the possibility not simply to enhance monitoring, which is still a problem because Russians, they do deny the entrance of non-biased, non-partisan representatives into Crimea. I'm of course not referring to so-called political tourists of Mr. Marinin, and many of those who are handpicked by Russia. Of course, they are non-objective, they are definitely partisan, and so on and so forth. but also we would like for UNESCO to look at this situation, which is new for UNESCO, and to define how UNESCO can be relevant, important and efficient in dealing with this situation, because it also relates to the more general problem. The world cannot tolerate this type of behavior, because if we tolerate this kind of behavior, we create the ground, the foundation for even more important violations in future, which would pose even a greater threat to the world order. And UNESCO, within its own areas of competence, has to find the ways to deal with this situation in the interest of those people and those states whose rights are violated.
What part of the Ukrainian heritage is threatened today in Crimea?
Well, yeah, one example which is very important, that's the plight of the Kherson Reserve, which is situated in the area of the city of Sebastopol. And now this heritage has been included by the decree of Mr. Putin into the register of the cultural heritage of the Russian Federation. That's absolutely unacceptable approach, and we see this desire to expropriate Ukrainian cultural heritage no matter what, and that's the attitude of the total neglect of international law. And as soon as we do not have exhaustive information on what is happening in this area, with this reserve, with this very important part of the world's cultural heritage, because this reserve is on the list of the World Cultural Heritage. For us, it's the matter of major concern. What is happening there? To which extent this would be preserved in general, and of course we cannot tolerate the fact that Russia is taking hold and expropriating Ukrainian, and in this sense also the world's cultural heritage in total neglect of the international law.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shamshur, for having us here. This was Pierre Martinery for Ukraine Today.